In this lesson, we're going to look at binary molecular compounds going from the formula to the name. One caution before we begin this is probably one of the simplest of all of them, but it's also the one that's most tempting to use with everything. But remember, it can only be used for specific compounds. Let's look at the first example. We're going to look at SO2. If we look at SO2, we see that first off, we're going to need to use prefixes because the first element is a nonmetal. It's probably the easiest way to recognize when you can use prefixes in the names for the compounds. The first element is going to be a nonmetal. The primary exception to this is compounds that have ammonium in them. Nitrogen is a nonmetal, but the ammonium ion is going to be used in ionic compounds. So we know that we're going to have to use prefixes. We've got no prefixes going to be for the sulfur because there is only one, and we don't include a prefix on those. We're going to have a prefix of di for the oxygen because there are two of them. So our compound name is going to be sulfur dioxide. Let's go over two more examples because it's pretty basic. We're going to have P2O5. We're going to have a di for the two phosphoruses. And we're going to have penta for the 5 oxygens. That's going to give us diphosphorus pentoxide. Remember, we're going to change the ending to the nonmetals in the second name to IDE. And the last example, we've got N2O. We're going to have di for 2 atoms of nitrogen and mono for 1 atom of oxygen. We have to have the mono on the second element. We have to have mono on the second element because the second element has a prefix always. It's only on the first element that we will drop the mono if we don't need it. So we get dinitrogen monoxide.